So hello guys, and welcome to another video, and we're kind of at an important point right now. Super Mario RPG releases tomorrow as of the upload date of this video, and this is pretty significant. We're kind of at the dawn of a renaissance for the Mario RPGs, and we're kind of going into a new era for Mario in general. But it's kind of nice to see that the Mario RPGs are also returning, since we have both Super Mario RPG with this remake releasing tomorrow, as well as the Thousand Year Door remake likely releasing in just a few months. It's just kind of insane to think that Nintendo actually cares about the Mario RPGs again, because for so long, it seemed like every Mario RPG release, like over the past decade, had some kind of catch to it. Like, the Mario RPG remake is really the first thing we've gotten in like a decade that doesn't have any catches, that isn't restricted by budget, that doesn't have any restrictions. Like, I feel like it really is kind of the biggest Mario RPG since Dream Team, for a lot of reasons. So after Dream Team, like obviously the Paper Mario series was already in a weird place, but Paper Jam, well, it still is a traditional Mario RPG. It was definitely significantly held back. It had a very limited story. And overall, I didn't really like it that much. I mean, the gameplay is good, but I feel like it did kind of have that catch to it. And the Mario and Luigi remakes, while they are very good remakes, I would say that they were kind of restricted by a budget. I mean, I know it is kind of debatable to say whether they were restricted by any mandates or character restrictions or anything, because it seemed like there might have been a couple, but I feel like the budget was the bigger concern with those games. So that was kind of the catch with the Mario and Luigi remakes, and they were also released on the 3DS after the Switch was already out. So Nintendo obviously didn't put that much effort into advertising those games and kind of hyping up those games, or also giving Alpha Dream a proper budget to work on those games. So that kind of had that catch to it. And then with Paper Mario, like I said, it was a lot different. And even when Paper Mario started to get better with Origami King, like, it still wasn't a traditional Mario RPG. And then the Mario plus Rabbids games, well, they're also really good, and even better than, like, Origami King, in my opinion, especially Sparks of Hope, and they were getting creative and everything. That still is a strategy RPG and not a traditional turn-based RPG, like a lot of people have been wanting. I mean, they are excellent in their own right, and I think they're definitely worthy of being just as good as like the classic Paper Mario games and the Mario and Luigi series and Super Mario RPG, but they didn't really exactly hit that traditional Mario RPG fix that a lot of people have been wanting. But now we finally have this big project, this big push for Mario RPGs again, which is just absolutely amazing. With Super Mario RPG, they're really going all out here. Like, not only are they updating this game to kind of look fresh and have like modern Mario style visuals, they're also kind of being pretty faithful to the original style as well, and modeling quite a lot of the characters off of the original style. Like, this game really kind of has a mixture of the original art style from Super Mario RPG mixed with the modern Mario art style. Like, it's interesting. Like, a lot of the Mario characters have been kind of designed in like a chibi-esque way, to where they kind of look similar to how they did in the original games, with the sprites and pre-rendered sprites and everything. But they also kind of retain that like modern Mario style to them. And then the characters that were original to Super Mario RPG, like Geno, Mallow, the Smithy Gang, and other characters like that, they actually look pretty fitting in the modern Mario art style. Like, you could take the promotional renders of Geno and Mallow, and they would look pretty fitting in something like Mario Kart. Like, it's interesting how this game is kind of like the perfect middle ground between like the Mario RPG original art style and the art style like for like modern Mario and everything. I really appreciate it. And it kind of does a similar thing to how the classic Paper Mario games did, and also the Mario and Luigi series did, that kind of make it a little different in style and kind of make it distinct from like the modern Mario style, kind of having its own identity and its own art style to it. That's what it's kind of doing here, which I really appreciate, and I really hope they use this art style in more games, like maybe some potential direct sequels to Super Mario RPG. I mean, technically the Paper Mario series is and the Mario and Luigi series are technically spiritual sequels to Super Mario RPG, but I want an actual sequel that takes place like, I mean, I guess it is technically the same world across like the Mario franchise, but I mean the same characters and like different things like that. Like bring back like Geno and Mallow and a lot of the characters that they introduced to the Mushroom Kingdom in Super Mario RPG. I'd love to see an expansion of that in another game, and do something similar to how Paper Mario and Mario and Luigi kind of experimented with new concepts and things. I'd love to see that with Super Mario RPG, and it's just really cool how they're handling this. So the developer is also kind of important when thinking about the future of Mario RPGs and everything. It's developed by Art Piazza, who's a studio that generally works with Square Enix a lot. They have done a few of their own projects, but like they've mostly worked on like the handheld Dragon Quest games, like some of the remakes and re-releases of certain Dragon Quest games on the DS and 3DS. And now that Nintendo doesn't have a dedicated handheld anymore, it seems like they are starting to do like more, like they're kind of starting to like broaden the types of games that they do and everything. They have done like a couple other remakes and also their own original games as well. So I think this developer might actually be a perfect fit to develop like either sequels to Super Mario RPG or develop the next Mario and Luigi games. Like I think that's definitely something interesting that they could do. Like there was like one RPG that they did on the Wii. I forgot what it's called, but it was a lot different from what they usually work with like Dragon Quest games and everything. So I think it was called Opuna. Yeah, that's what it's called. But it was a lot different from what they usually work with, and now that they're also working on something substantially different from Dragon Quest, but still similar in core design due to the fact that it's an RPG with Super Mario RPG, it kind of shows that they do have some variety and could work on something like a Mario and Luigi game or a sequel to Super Mario RPG. I think that would be really cool to see, and I really hope they continue to do like more RPG, like more Mario RPGs and everything, since Nintendo does work with some studios that have previously worked with Square Enix. Like Grezzo originally worked on like, I forgot what they did exactly, but it was like a they supported the content for one of the Final Fantasy games. It was like the online content for it. And then Monolith Soft was founded by former developers from Square, and I think like Alpha Dream was also founded by former Square developers as well. So Nintendo definitely does have a history of working with studios that were also associated with Square. So I'd love to see Art Piazza work on more Mario RPGs. And then the other big thing kind of showing that we're kind of entering a renaissance for the Mario RPGs is Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door with that remake. And I've talked about it quite a lot, definitely due to the fact that I'm a pretty big Paper Mario fan. But the Thousand-Year Door remake looks to be amazing. Like they're kind of incorporating some of the elements from the modern Paper Mario games and then mostly staying faithful to the original game while kind of mixing in a few of those quality of life updates and everything. What I mean by like modern elements is like sound effects and music style, and also kind of the general art style as well. I mean, it still has that like pop-up book style to it, but it kind of looks a little more papery as well. It's the perfect middle ground in my opinion. Like they keep everything that was good about the original game, while also kind of incorporating things from Color Splash and Origami King that worked. Like, they're not incorporating, like, the white outlines or the choppy animations and everything from those games. They're keeping the more fluid animations in the models that are made up of separate sprites, like from Thousand Year Door, but they're kind of mixing it with some of the, like, the modern Paper Mario elements that visually look good, like some of the presentational elements that looked good from those games. So, yeah, I think the Thousand Year Door remake looks absolutely amazing, and it's definitely my most anticipated game right now. Like, it's just really exciting to think that we're actually, like, this doesn't even feel real. Like, even over 2 months later, like, like, when I first saw the announcement, it did not feel real at all. Like, it seemed like something Nintendo would never do, and if Nintendo would have done something like that, it seemed like they would have just done, like, a straight-up port of it. But yeah, it's just insane to think that we're getting a remake of the Thousand Year Door. I am just ecstatic about it, and I can't wait for it to release. But yeah, it's just really exciting to think that we're entering a new era for Mario RPGs. It's just really nice to see that Nintendo actually cares now, and are likely going to do more in the future with Mario RPGs. I really hope these games sell well, and I am confident that they will, just due to the fact that Mario RPG is releasing, like, just a couple weeks or a week, actually just a week before Black Friday. Like, it's gonna be, like, promoted quite a lot with, like, all of the sales that they do and all of the, like, holiday things that Nintendo does. Like, this is really releasing at the perfect time. Like, Super Mario RPG is, like, basically the holiday title. I mean, Mario Wonder is technically also, like, the holiday title as well, but this is releasing, like, just right before, like, all the holiday shopping and everything. So, I'm pretty confident that this is gonna push at least, like, 4 to 5 million copies, I'd say, in its lifetime. Maybe, like, 2 to 3 million in the first couple months. But, I could definitely see this being, like, the best-selling Mario RPG with this remake and everything. It might top Bowser's Inside Story. Like, there's definitely a possibility. And with Thousand Year Door, I mean, I'm really hoping that game sells well, and I'm confident that it will at least sell, like, around the amount that Origami King did, because Origami King, it sold pretty well for a Paper Mario game. It didn't outsell Super Paper Mario, but I'd say that the Thousand Year Door remake could probably sell about as well as Origami King, if not more, because there are more Switch users than there were back in 2020. So there is a possibility that it could sell better, and especially if Nintendo does promote this game alongside the Switch successor, when that eventually ends up happening. And I really hope that's announced after this releases, because I feel like that would definitely kind of, it would definitely take some eyes off of this game if they announced, like, the Switch successor before this game was released. But yeah, it's definitely pretty interesting to think about where the Mario RPGs are going now. It's definitely really exciting, and I'm really excited to see what they'll have in store. But yeah, anyways, thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more, and make sure to check out my Discord server and Twitter if you want to. Goodbye.